everybody, and welcome to Meet the Dog. Sorry about the wait. I got caught up with something at the barn, but that has been dealt with. I'm Chris, and with me today is Naomi. Naomi is from the Tribbles litter, born back in March 2022. Her parents are Bianca and Sir Richard. I did not get her weight, though I think we're weighing the dogs tomorrow. So going forward, hopefully I will have some accurate weights for y'all. Though I'm going to take a stab in the dark, and I think she's probably in like the 110, 120 range. She's around the same size as Emma, maybe a little bigger. She's doing very well in her training. I didn't see too much on the needs improvements, mostly just things like she needs some work on extended downstays, a little bit of head swivel, nothing crazy. She's doing pretty well. Did you just bang your head? You just did it again. Are you okay? She's a very sweet girl. She can get a little spicy sometimes, but I would say probably, though, the quietest of the Tribble litter. The Tribbles litter had a lot of big whiners and a lot of big talkers, and Naomi was always one of the more quiet ones, which we are very thankful for because they were very vocal. But I'm gonna open it up to some questions. Any questions of Miss Naomi? Naomi, you want to come up here? Naomi, come on. You want to come here? Come here. Come on. Naomi. Naomi, hey. You want to come up? Oh, no? I think Naomi was it Naomi? I think Naomi was one of the first ones to ever hop up on the couch with me during my first overnight was with the Tribbles, and I think Naomi might have been the first one to hop up on the couch with me. I can't remember. Also, Explore's comment section has a new format, and you'll have to give me a minute while I figure that out. What you doing? Come here. You want to come up here with me? There you go. Good girl. Any questions about Miss Naomi? There we go. Crafty asks, how much does she love the snow? Thank you. How much does she love the snow? I would say she really likes it. Probably not as much as the pups. The pups have really been enjoying it, but she really loves it. A lot of our dogs do. I don't know if that's just in their blood or what. I think the only one who doesn't enjoy the snow is Davis. But she does have fun with the snow, yes. Done this in a while, huh? You haven't been up here on the couch with me in a bit. What is going on with the comment section here? I'm having... Alright, there we go. Barb V, I got two questions from Barb V. What is Naomi's favorite thing to do, and does she have any quirky habits? As far as quirky habits go, I wouldn't really say... Nothing that like stands out. Nothing I can like really just think of off the top of my head. Like for like Tasha, Spark, Crusher, Riker, they all had something that could easily just be like, oh yeah, they do that. Naomi, not so much. She was kind of the, like, normal one of the litter. Yeah, she was always pretty quiet, which I guess was, with that litter, was probably pretty quirky. And as for her favorite thing to do, I would say play. She really does love to play. She loves to run around. I know, it's been a while since you've been in here, huh? I honestly cannot remember the last time you were in the puppy room. You're sniffing around so much. You smell Emma, yummy. I got one from Crafty here. Who are her favorite kennel mates? So she gets along pretty well with all the boys. She plays very well with Davis, plays very well with Walls. She's been doing very well with the Poppins boys. I think it's either Derby or Dawes she was getting along very well with. They were really running around, having a good time. I've had her play with Emma before. And they kind of get along, but Naomi, she can get a little spicy sometimes, and it worries me. So I don't like to put them together for very long. I don't think she's like aggressive, but sometimes she likes just to feel. She kind of likes to be in charge sometimes, and that doesn't always go over well with other dogs. Emma's usually pretty good about it, but I figure better safe than sorry. I would say, though, maybe Wallace. Wallace is the one she really kind of gets along the best with. Since Spock and Crusher left, that she used to get along very well with Spock and Crusher. But now, since they're off doing their duty, she has to settle for her older brothers now, huh? And her younger brothers. Yeah, you're a good girl. You're a very good girl. Harvey, what 3 words best describe Naomi? I would say quiet, cuddly, and what's a good third one? What's a good third one, huh? Spicy? I've used spicy quite a few times already, so I think that's a pretty good one. Crafty asks, how is she like her mother? All the Tribbles are like carbon copies of Bianca. They all behave so much like her. Naomi used to be, I think she used to be one of the mouthy ones. Not like, obviously not aggressive, more just like an attention thing. Like she would kind of like come nibble on your clothes a little bit. She's really calmed that down. Hey, Ella was just barking, so she was just responding to that. Hey, knock that off. You're fine. You're fine. She used to be very like a clothing nibbler to get people's attention. She's thankfully calmed that down. But she really, a lot like her mom, all the Tribbles were. They were all very much like Bianca. A lot of them, like Naomi, look a lot like her too. Obviously, different colors, but same face. They really have Bianca's face. I think the only ones who didn't were Spock and Kirk. Spock and Kirk had Sir Richard's face, but everyone else had Bianca's face. The one thing she didn't get for her mother, which I mentioned before, is the how vocal she is. She's not very vocal. Not like Tasha or Crusher, who are very vocal when they want attention. Naomi is usually pretty reserved. I want to settle down. We used to, back when they were first born, this is just kind of a fun little story while I'm waiting for more questions, is back when they were born, we had pretty much the triple triplets. I always kind of thought them as was Naomi, Jordy, and Wesley, as the three of them were all black and were very hard. Crusher was kind of part of them, but he had I guess they would be the triple quadruplets at that point. But solid black dogs with very few markings to tell them apart. Obviously, Crusher had the white tip on his tail. Wesley had the white dot on his nose, but Jordy and Naomi looked almost identical for the longest time until Jordy started getting bigger. And obviously, there was the obvious way to tell them apart, which you just check the undercarriage. But if I couldn't do that, the one thing that I was able to do that I figured out was that Jordy had two little black dots on one of his front paws, and Naomi didn't. So whenever we would feed them together, the two of them together, I would always just look right at the paws and be like, okay, that one's Jordy, this one's Naomi. The twinnies. They're like, we got Jet and Banks now who are the same way, with the white dots on the opposite side, but other than that, look exactly alike. Gonna give it a couple more minutes for any last minute questions. Barbie asks, what would she say to her fellow kennel mates if she could talk? How do you think about that one? What do you think? What would you say? I really don't know what you would say to them, huh? I think it would really depend on who she would be talking to, you know? I think she would probably have some spicy words for her sisters, Jenny, or older half-sister Jenny and her sister Tasha. But, you know, I think I know what she would say. And to answer an earlier question about her quirky habits, I just thought of a quirky habit she has, where she keeps on stealing Davis and Wallace's lofts. She keeps stealing them and kicks them out. She won't let them up there. So I think the thing she would just say, she would just be sitting in her loft and she would probably just say, "This is mine now." Alright. So she does have a quirky habit. She's a loft thief. Alright, I think that is all the time we have today. Thank you very much all for tuning in. I'll be back next week with another dog. Until then, everybody take care. Alright, good girl, you did very well. And you finally settled down, only at the end of it. Come on, come on.